Welcome, my name is CJ Benkino and this is the Lord of Apps tutorial on YouTube, and today we are going to actually create a contact form. So we're not going to be doing any backend design for it. We're only going to be implementing the UI, as the user interface of it. So quickly let me show you what the form looks like. So we're going to create something like this. It looks nice. I think it's pretty okay, and we also added a little bit of responsiveness to this. Alright, so for instance, people who are under certain screen resolutions, this is actually how it will look. See, so this is actually a responsive form. So we're going to actually create something of this nature right now, and let's dive in and then do justice to it. So I'm using Notepad++, and you guys can use any editor of your choice. I want to actually save this page, save as, and I'll save it on my desktop. I'm actually going to create a folder here. So I'll call it REST_form, REST_form. And inside of that form, I'm going to actually call it index.html and click save. So basically we're going to lay out our HTML part, and then later we'll do the CSS. So type HTML and HTML, open and close HTML. And the next thing is to do the head tag, and close. And within this head tag, I'll add our title. And let's call it responsive and robust. And you guys can call it whatever you like. So let's click the title. Now the next thing is to add the body tags. Close the tag. Body. So now let's create the form by doing say form, and we'll give it a form class of form control control. Sorry. Close the form tag here. Now within these form tags, I want to add a heading, and the way to do that is to just say H2. I want to have H from H1 to H6. I can say contact source, contact H2. Now the next thing I want to do now is to add a label, and I'll move to call it a full name. tag of label for label. Then the next thing is the input type. I'll set the input type to text. Yes. And then give it a name. In case we are going to do the scripting part of it later, we'll give it a name. Let's call it fname. And the next field that I want us to create now is the email field. So I'm going to copy this to look like, paste it down here for the email, and I'm going to enter email. Let's say email, and the input type for email is email. Email, and then the name, change it to email. Of course, you can call it any other thing, but always remember whenever you're working on the back end, on the scripting part of it, so you should always remember this. Alright, so okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to add another label, and under this label, let me change this name first. And down below the label comment, I'm going to let me add colon here. Even this first one. Alright, so I actually want to add a text area here. So the tag, the HTML5 tag for that is just say text area. And the next thing I want us to add now is button, the submit button. I'm going to just call it button. And you can give it a type, button type is equal to submit, because that's what I want to use for the submit. And text that I actually want it to show is send message, close button. So Ctrl S to save, and then let's run this and see what we have gotten so far. This in Chrome. So let me close out the first one. This is the first one. This is what I'm doing with you now. Okay, now what we have now is this, which actually does not look beautiful, but we're going to do something to it within our CSS. Alright, so let's go back, and I think I want to bring this button down a bit, and to do that, let's add a couple of line breaks here. Just add two, and Ctrl S to save. And when you go back and refresh, you should have that down here. Alright. Okay, now the next thing I want us to do now is to add placeholder text, so that the users can actually help the users in filling the form. So for instance, with the full name, you can say placeholder. And you do something like enter full name. If you want to save it, let me just save that and show you where to appear. So it's going to appear within this place. So now that is about, once you start typing, that should disappear automatically. Alright, so let's add that to the rest of the fields. Placeholder text, let me just copy this. Control-C. Please, now we'll change this to email. And for this, text text area. We'll say Ctrl S to save, and when you view it, this is what you have now. So I think that's it for the HTML part of it. So what we're going to do now is to move over and then write the CSS part of it. So I'm going to create a new file and save it as CSS, styles.css. So I'll click save as, and within that folder we created, res_form, I'm going to type style.css and hit save. So within this place, this is actually where we're going to be starting our work. So let's say, for instance, let's change the background of the whole page. If I say body and I do spelled background wrongly, background, let's say red, and say, so if we go back to this browser and refresh, we're not going to see anything, and the reason for that is because we did not even link our style sheets to this page. So to do that now, we need to go back to our index.html and then add our link here. So we need to link the style sheet here and the tag for that is link rel equal to style sheet href style.css. Ctrl S to save, and if we go back to our browser and refresh, oops, it's not showing up. You are supposed to have that shown up. Okay, we misspelled this. Look at the error here. This is not called, should be style sheet. So Ctrl S to save again, go back to your browser, refresh, and now we have the color. So but this is not actually the color that I want. We're going to change that back to this color F4. So that is actually a light gray background. Refresh your page, and there we go. Alright. And the next thing I want to do now, let's go back to the CSS, let's go back to the browser, is to clear the default padding and margin of this web page. So if we go back to our CSS file, and we'll do star, and we say margin 0 and padding 0, and to save. And if we refresh our page, the default margin and then padding should be gone. Okay, that's gone. Alright, the next thing I want us to do now is to start working on the form itself. So, and to do that, we gave the form a class name of form-control. That's this word, that's the class we gave it. So to reference to that within our CSS, we say dot form-control. And if had it been that it was an ID, we should have used hash like this, but since we use the class, so this is how to reference to it. Alright, and let's give it a width of 40% to make it responsive, and margin of 45 pixels auto, and background, and S to save and refresh your page. So this is what we've got now, and let's add a couple more styles here. Let's add a border of 2 pixels, solid green, and text align center. That will center the text, and then we'll give it a padding of 10 pixels. Sorry, copy S to save, and then we'll refresh our page, and here is what we've got. So the next thing I want to do now is actually work on this contact us heading. So to do that, we will say the form control actually, since we are working on the H2, we say H2, so that every style we give it here will only be affecting the H2. So we can say background to be something like green, save, and refresh the page, and we get that. And you can change the color of the text by saying color, change that to white. 1, 2, 3, save. Look at your browser and check, and now the text is in white color. Now the next thing I want to work on now is on the labels, and then to work on the labels, what you need to do is to say form control space label, and whatever style you will be giving it to be affecting the labels only. And I think that the first style I want to give it now is display block, and what that will do is to actually place them under each other. Yes. Let's give it a more couple of styles like font size. The font size is 20 pixels. Font weight we set it to border to make the text bold, and I think that's it. Save and refresh your page to see the changes, and this is what we have. So the next thing that I want us to do now is to actually work on the inputs fields. So to do that, what we need to do is say, so let me copy this. Say input, then dot form control input with this square brackets, and then you say type equal to text. And what that will do is that every input field that is a type to be in text will always have whatever style I want to it from here. So for instance, let me show you what I mean by that. So for instance, if I say width equal to 80 pixels, and then equal to 10 pixels, and Ctrl S to save. If I refresh my page, you will see that only this particular field will be affected. You see that? So, and the reason for that is because this part actually has ECR type to be email, and this has ECR type to be something else. So if we want to, for us to have everything obey this, so what we need to do is to go back to our CSS, and then add a comma here. Actually, I'm going to copy this, paste it, and change this text to email, and add another comma here and add text area for the text area, and Ctrl S to save. All the fields should now have the same style, and except this one. Okay, let me see what is wrong with that. Text, okay, spelled text area wrong. Sorry, I think this is the right spelling. Text area. Ctrl S to save. Go back and refresh your page, and there we go. Alright, now next thing I want to do now is to remove this resize button here. You can see that I'll remove this resize button and then increase the height of this field, this text area. So let's go back to our CSS and say from control, let me copy this, Ctrl V, and then space text area. Sorry, text area. And I will say resize, set resize to none, and I give it a height of 100 pixels. Ctrl S to save, refresh your page, and there we go. We no longer have that resize button right here, and then the height has been increased on its own. Alright, okay, so the next thing I want us to work on now is the button, and to do that we're going to actually use this. Sorry, let me copy Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V, paste, and then button. So let's give it a background color of green, and green, and I give it a text color of white, I'll give it a border radius of 5 pixels, and Ctrl S to save, refresh your page, and here is what we have now. But I don't actually see the, you may not see the radius now. You know what, let's add it a border so that we can see that. Say border, let's see 2 pixel, solid, say red. Ctrl S to save and refresh your page, and there we go. Alright, alright, so the next thing I want us to do now is to actually work on the responsiveness of the form. But before we do that, let's save this page and then see how responsive it is the way it is now. So refresh your page and see that it's not actually responsive. So look at the way it's squeezing. So I don't actually like this. So let's work on the responsiveness now. And to make this responsive, we normally use media query. So if I say at media, like a function max width and let's say 768. So what this means is that any screen that is under 768, whatever style that we're going to apply should take effect. Alright, so for instance, let's take form control for instance. Let's give it a width of 100 pixels. So anytime any screen is under this, so this is actually pixels in pixels. So anytime there is a screen that is under this size, 768 pixels, the width of the form should be in 100%. So that's what this means. If you go to S to save, and if you refresh this page, you see the way it just adjusted. But I can see a horizontal scroll button here, scroll bar here. So to change that, you need to actually add box sizing. Box sizing, border box, and Ctrl S to save. Go back and refresh, and you should be watching this scroll bar. Sorry, you should be watching this scroll bar. That's what I want to remove now. So if I refresh, it should disappear, and there we go. So it has disappeared. Alright, so that makes it responsive. Alright, so the last thing that I want to add now is to work on that particular button that we have there. So for instance, here we have .form control then button. So I want to take the width to be 80%. So anytime it is under such a screen resolution, I should be able to have the button spread to 80%. Ctrl S to save, and when you refresh your page, this should actually extend. And there we go. So thank you guys. I think we have to stop here. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, hit the like button. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, I urge you to do so. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask using the comment box below. Thank you.